Good morning friends, this is series of lecture for T.Y.B.Sc Analytical Chemistry semester 6 student, and the course of this analytical chemistry is CH611A, chapter number 6, flame emission spectroscopy. Now in the previous lecture we have already learned about the introduction, principle, some basic part associated with the instrumentation, type of the burner. In the type of the burner we have already learned about the total consumption burner. Now the next point is premix or laminar flow burner. Now this is the diagram for the premix or laminar flow burner. Premix, the word itself suggests that the here fuel, oxidant and sample is mixed previously and then it is subjected to the flame. That is, the word stands for premix. The meaning stands for premix, or it is also called as a laminar flow burner. Means here gas molecules will flow in the laminar fashion, so non-turbulent fashion. So the word has a meaning that is a laminar, that is non-turbulent. Means the formed gases will move in the laminar way or laminar fashion. Now according to here given block diagram tells us here the fuel pipe where fuel is passes, oxidant pipe where oxidant is passes, and sample solution where the sample is passes in this way. Now all these three moieties or three constituent, namely fuel, oxidant and sample, will be get mixed in this chamber, and this chamber is a mixing chamber. In the next mixing, after mixing chamber there is a mixing baffles are there, and these mixing baffles are useful to produce that uniform gas molecules, and these uniform gas molecules is then subjected to the burner head, and where flame is there, and that flame is useful to excite that gas molecules, formed gas molecules which are in neutral in nature. Now here the first point regarding this block diagram of premix or laminar flow burner is, in fuel, sample and oxidizing gases are taken into a mixing chamber. From there they are carried through a series of mixing baffles. So I have already told this point that here fuel, oxidant and mixing sample that will be get mixed in this mixing chamber, and then they will be get converted, and then they all the constituent or component, they are carried out towards the direction of these mixing baffles. In the second point, in mixing baffles homogeneous mixing of all component takes place. So here is the formation of gas molecules, and that formation of gas molecules in the uniform size takes place, and this uniform size is very useful. So the second point is that in mixing baffles homogeneous mixing of all component. Which component? Fuel, oxidant and sample component takes place before reaching to the burner head. Here is the burner head. So before reaching towards the burner head there is a uniform distribution or uniform homogeneous mixing of all three components takes place. Through a small jet, the sample is aspirated into a mixing chamber. So here is a small tube or small jet is there, and the fuel is aspirated into a mixing chamber. And the fourth point is that the only disadvantages of this type of an aspirator is that it produces droplets of different sizes. Here, because of the aspirator, there is a production of non-uniform or different size of droplet takes place, but due to these droplets become uniform in size before they reach to the flame. So because of these mixing baffles there is a homogeneous mixing of the droplet takes place, so that uniform gas molecules will be formed, and these uniform gas molecules is then subjected towards the direction of burner head and then finally towards the flame. On account of this, reproducibility of result is good. So because of the mixing chamber, there is a possibility, or there is a production, or there is a reproducibility in result, and that is good for the analysis. So this is all about this premix or laminar flow burner. Here premix, again I will repeat the same. Here premix is nothing but the pre-mixing of the constituent, that means fuel, oxidant and sample. And it is also called as laminar flow burner because it gives that flame is homogeneous and gases move in the laminar flow. Here the gas molecules or gas moieties, produced gas moieties are flow in the direction that is a laminar direction or laminar flow. So these are all 4 points associated with this premix or laminar flow burner. With this content I conclude this lecture. Thank you very much for your patience listening.